Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are joined by Miss Elizabeth Kronsted with Osprey Village. And you're the program manager.
Correct.
At Osprey Village. Yep. And so for anybody who might not, let's start with this. For anybody who might not be familiar with Osprey Village, let's talk about the clients that you serve and the services you offer and a little bit of history about the organization, because I just love Osprey Village.
Well, we've been providing services for a little over 3 years now, and we work primarily with developmentally disabled adults. So those that have autism or those that have Down syndrome or different things like that.
Yeah.
So typically we work with 21 and older.
Okay.
And these families typically have aging parents and things like that. So we try to go in and provide respite service to give a little bit of break to the caregiver.
Absolutely.
As well as employment services, so that we go in and we go to the consumer and we find out what they want to do, and when we find out what they want to do, we try to get them into that field. So if they want to work at a movie theater, we try to get them in at a movie theater. If they want to work at a grocery store, we try to get them in a grocery store. So, and that kind of gives them...
provide the training as
Yep.
well? Oh, that's awesome.
Well, we provide some of the basic training on how to maintain and get a job, and then once they receive a job, we go in then and help them work that job. So, like, if they get a bagger position at, like, Kroger's or something like that, I go in there and I will assist them in learning all the steps they need to be a bagger.
Gotcha. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. And, that whole population of the aging caregiver, it's kind of a big deal right now.
It is.
That's really a big deal right now. And also, I think respite on the side of your client as well, because they've been dealing with their caregiver. So like to have that new stimulation is just so incredibly powerful.
Yeah, they love it. They love the fact that they get to go out and do different things that they don't normally get to do, and they get to see people outside of just their everyday family.
Absolutely. Sometimes we don't realize our limitations. Like as a parent, I notice my limitations when I see my daughter revitalized by doing something with somebody else who's not me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They have the energy to go and do those things. So it's really, it's a wonderful, wonderful win-win situation. Now, pre-pandemic, you all were totally hands-on. You were totally person-to-person, in-person. So you've pretty much been working strictly remotely right now. Is that right?
Correct. We started a little over a month ago a remote service where we were doing like songs and dancing or games or anything like that, and we'd get together with a small group once or twice a week. The only bad thing about that is not all of our families have easy access
to the
remote stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't always get to be involved, which is sad because some of our people are really like, we miss you, we want to see you, and they don't get to see us.
Yeah. Is there any way that the community can help with that? Could we, our folks, can they provide like an iPad, or can they something that would, or is it more of the internet service? What are you finding is the need?
Well, I'm not necessarily finding the need that they need the iPad or the internet service. Some of them are just the families don't do a lot of internet access. Gotcha. For exact reasons of the fact that there's so much stuff on the internet nowadays, and I completely understand that. Okay. And then some of them, it's just the time frames don't necessarily end up working because the families are either doing something during that time
busy
frame,
trying to survive the stores or
the parents are still working, so that they're at work and they feel comfortable if they're at home when they're on the computer or on their tablet, but not necessarily when they're alone.
Right.
So it's kind of finding that middle ground that works, and for each person it's a little bit different.
Yeah, tailor fit. Now, are you finding that something that you all are increasingly helping people navigate, or talk a little bit about where you all are at with your programs and what we can expect moving forward?
Well, we actually just yesterday started back with our face-to-face services.
Oh, yay!
So we are doing it strictly one-to-one right now, and we're only doing a few hours here and there with each person so we can try to get as many people in as possible. We've increased the fact that we have to wear masks, which is mandatory in the area, but we'll wear the mask in the house with the family. If they don't want their person going out, we make sure that their person wears the mask. If we do have to go out, we've been making sure that we have all our safety standards with our first aid kits, as well as making sure we're all washing our hands and doing
Right.
everything we can to not spread this virus.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you're seeing how many folks a day?
Right now, it's usually 2 or 3, just depending on each person's schedule.
That's 2 or 3 better than it has been.
Very true.
You know, 2 or 3. And so what can we as a community do to support you all? Are there donations that we can send, or what do we do?
Donations are always greatly appreciated
Yeah.
during this time frame, because right now services have been very limited, and so funding is very small. So any donations will greatly help, specifically to programs. As well as letting us know about anything that's going on that we can maybe get our people involved in, that is a safe environment for them to be in. That's
Gotcha.
a great thing for us to know.
Okay, so stay in touch, and you know, and if there are events that you know, if your organization is something that could be really well combined with Osprey Village, you know, reach out. They can just reach out to you.
Very much so. Reach out to me, reach out to our Director of Operations, Julie Coons. Even if you see us around and you see Kate Register or Allie Burnett, those are my 2 other people that work in our services.
Just pop in and grab
Just pop them and say,
grab
hey, by the way, I
Yeah.
heard about this, and this might be a good fit for you to do something with your people.
Miss Elizabeth, Osprey Village, thank you so much for spending some time with us. It's good to catch up,
Thank you.
and we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.